All right, welcome to Stop Bypassing the Integration Period. I am Simone with Ripples in the Matrix, and I have decided to just give you all an introduction as to why I'm even doing this live series segment. And so this is just going to be the first one. And I really have had a very interesting relationship with integration and evolution within it. And as the awareness has happened for me to even know that integration is needed as I've evolved, it's been interesting to watch how I have been presented with opportunities to allow for myself to integrate deeper and deeper into connection with myself, deeper into relationship with what I'm learning, deeper into the relationship and the integration of the wisdom that has been granted and given to me because of actually assimilating the energy and all of it within my system. So, quick little reasoning for you is I actually am in a 300-hour yoga teacher training. I have been in the student mode ever since I started my first 200-hour yoga teacher training, or maybe even the yin training that I went to first, and that was in June of 2018. In May of 2018, I had a very in-depth astrology reading from one of my astrology mentors, and that opened up the floodgates to me just saying yes to new opportunities and new experiences. I, astrologically speaking, have a ninth house. My Libra energy is in my ninth house, and I'm a Libra sun. Ninth house is the expansion. It is Sagittarius energy. So it is greater knowledge, greater wisdom. It's very connected to philosophy, the why behind things, trying to understand. Well, to really allow yourself to understand and understand, you actually need to find the pause. And I have a 10th house, 0-degree Scorpio, which means I'm here for 10th house gives your energy of work, your energy of what you're here, part of what you're here to do this lifetime. And literally that means I'm here to transform. And when you are here to transform, you actually need to allow yourself the pauses in your reality, because then you can see just how far you've transformed before you continue along your transformational journey. So this past year in 2022 and in 2021, I went from training to training to training. I started I actually don't even know the timelines. That's how much I've been doing. But I went and got my activation for my Reiki Master certification, my Holy Fire Reiki Master. And then I also got my Shambhavi Mahamudra Kriya initiation with Sadhguru. And then I got my Karuna Holy Fire Reiki Master certification. And then I have been in study mode from different other teachers and just learning other yoga certifications as well. And I also came to this realization sometime last year. I would say probably in June, when I realized that I had hit a level within my Yoga Alliance certification, that I now am a Yoga Alliance continuing education provider. So I can lead trainings, which immediately sparked me into wanting to find a 300-hour yoga teacher training so that I could then begin teaching others and assimilating full yoga trainings. But if you don't know anything about yoga, know that it's a really deep rabbit hole to begin to travel down. And not that I don't know, but there's so much more to know. And not only just know, but to integrate and to absorb. So upon me looking and deciding, but I also knew that the inspiration that was within me to follow this desire of learning and expanding my mind and expanding my consciousness, I couldn't just put it to the side. So I found on Yoga Alliance, I found a specific yoga teacher training, and it has all the gaps that I didn't even know I needed to be filling. But the thing is that it's 300 hours. However, it's not in person. So it's virtual. They have an in-person option, but I'm not in that location. So they do allow for virtual attendance. And then it's also over the span of 10 months or something very, very long. And it's only one weekend a month. And everything in me is like, this is not what I want, but but I need to take a hold of this. Like, I knew that I needed, like, my soul needed more yoga. My soul needed more of a sense of assimilating what yoga actually does for the body, so that I could become and be a better teacher and student of what it is that I actually want to be deepening my ability to teach in. So I get into the training, and weekend one, I'm just like, this is it. I knew that going into it, it was going to change my life. My first yoga teacher training changed my life, changed the trajectory of my life. And it's been really interesting to witness me in this training, because it's given me this opportunity, forcing me to pause, forcing me to integrate and assimilate the information that I'm learning, to deepen my study, to deepen my knowledge. Having the space between each segment has really been something beautiful. And even teaching or taking it virtually, because of how it's given me this space of, now I get to see it from the perspective of, if I were to teach trainings virtually, how that would feel for the students on the other side. So when you notice yourself wanting to push through and wanting to go to the next experience so quickly, do you ever allow yourself to stop and pause and wonder why? I've said before that there's so much power in the pause, and it's like, sometimes we forget the things that we think we know, and we're reminded just how important allowing yourself to slow down really is. When I took my first yoga teacher training back in 2018, I was in a totally different space. I was in a totally different headspace. I was a completely different individual doing completely different things with my life. And as I started to go through the training, I spiraled into myself and spiraled deep. And all I could really make sure that I did was learn the sequence, learn how to teach it, so that I could make sure that I got a teacher training class in some way. And that my brain didn't have the capacity to further expand on anything in regards to the philosophy or the history or any of the things and the teachings that actually make yoga. And this training that I'm in is giving me the most beautiful opportunity to slow down and to really sit and feel within myself get changed, and the alignment that it has been with everything else that I'm learning from other teachers, from other individuals, from other coaches, from other trainings. It couldn't be more apropos of a time. Like, it's literally divinely aligned. So clearly my soul had this awareness to take this training at this time during this embodiment of myself, so that I could deepen the connections that are wanting to be established because of it. So this is what this series is about, is really granting yourself permission to pause and see how it gets assimilated, how whatever it is that you experience, especially if it's something that you really realize is impacting you. Allow for it to integrate within you so that you can become it. And speaking from this place of absorption, when we think about the word integrate, it is this molding. It is there isn't separation. Like, there's this fusion. It's a fusion. And you can tell when someone's very integrated in something. So, and how they speak, and the fluidity of it, and how it just kind of like rolls off of their tongue. And there's so many different layers to this that I want to be speaking to. And one of them is going to be grief, and another is humility, and there's a few others that are coming to mind, but I just wanted to give the introduction as to why I even decided to do this, and why I feel integration is so important. This even goes deeper and bigger of integrating not only knowledge that you're receiving in the present, but parts of you and knowledge of you in the past as well. So there's a lot that this is going to go into over the course of, I don't even know how long, and as I start to integrate more things and assimilate them in a way that I feel called that would serve the collective in this way, you will be seeing this. So I hope you guys have an amazing day, and I'll see you on the next one.